Hello friends, today we will talk about something on Palo Alto with OSPF configurations. Previously, I have done the BGP configurations for the Palo Alto with the normal Cisco router. So we are going to do today OSPF session with the Palo Alto. So as of Palo Alto doesn't have any much license as such, but it is still running, and we can configure the OSPF with that. It's not a problem. So this is a very simple setup. Here it's Palo Alto Area 0. I'm going to configure that. This is a normal Cisco router which I configured, and this is a switch and two clients are here. One is a Firefox, another one is a normal VPCS. This connection makes the Palo Alto connection to that. It's connecting to the Palo Alto Ethernet 1/3, and it has been participating on the same subnet as the VMnet 4. So this is a normal connection, and this R1 and other things I have already configured on this. So I'll show you that. So here I just configured the fast Ethernet as 10.0.20.5 and fast Ethernet 0.1, which is connecting to the backend clients, that is on 172.16.1.1. And there's a OSPF I configured normally with that. This is the configuration which I done on this. It's the router OSPF 1. All the networks are advertised in area 0. That's it. So let us go back to the Palo Alto screen. Let me go there. So this is the Palo Alto. It's the version which I'm running. It's an 8.0.5. That's what I'm running. And there are three interfaces are there. One is connected to the outside internet, and the second one is connected for the inside zone. And this I make it like an OSPF zone. Sorry, it's an OSPF zone. I made it. We can name it like the zones as whatever you want. I just make it like that OSPF zone. It's easy to understand and remember. So the steps will be like that. We just need to keep a separate interface for to talk to the OSPF clients as well. That will be better. Then we'll have to configure that virtual routers. In the virtual router section, the default is already been there. If you wanted to create any virtual router instance in the Palo Alto, it is possible. But I'm just going to do it with the normal, the default virtual router itself. So what are the steps involved in there? Like I'll just go to the default, and in the default, I have this. All the protocols are, displayed over here. Static routes, redistribution profile. The repo can configure OSPF. You can configure OSPF v3. That is nothing but the IPv6 connections. BGP I have already done that. So multicast also we can configure. Today we will be talking about the OSPF connection, OSPF configuration on the Palo Alto. So what I do, I will create one first the redistribution profile, because whatever the networks are there, 1 and 2 need to get redistributed to the OSPF, so that the backend clients will be receiving the the network subnets about the what all things are available on the Palo Alto. So let me make it as like a redistribution profile and add. I'll just give a name like redist, and it should be clicked. Redistribution has to be on. Priority I can just give anything, no issues. I'm giving 5. This is most important. Connect and static. Connected routes and static routes will be get advertised through this redistribution profile to the backend clients which are sitting in behind the Cisco router. I'll just click OK here. I go back to OSPF. In the OSPF, first job is that to enable the OSPF routing. Router ID will be the IP address which is configured for the interface which is going to talk to the Cisco router for that. BFD I am not configuring as of now. Area we have to configure. Area is nothing but a 0. But here if I just give 1 0, normally in Cisco router we'll configure like area 0 like that. It doesn't take here. We just need to give it an IP address format. So I'm giving 40. So now it's not showing any red color, something like that. So the type of the area is normal. We can even configure stub and NSSA. I'm not going for that. The range, what are the IP network range which we can give that, and the interface I have to configure. So which interface is going to talk to the Cisco router? It is nothing but the Ethernet 1/3, and it is enabled. Link type is a broadcast. Metric is 10. Priority is 1. Authentication profile I'm not using that. BFT we are not considering. These are all the like the default settings. We don't need to touch it. Hello interval is 10 seconds. Dead counts is for, retransmit interval 5 seconds, transmit delay is 1 second. Graceful restart hello delay is 10 seconds. So this with the default we can go through, not a bigger problems at all. If your router environment requires certain tuning on the OSPF side, then we may have to do this. I'll just click OK here. And as of this, we are not configuring any virtual link here. So interface has been configured, type has been configured. So I'll just go ahead and click OK here. Then I need to add some exporting the rules. Authorization profiles, authentication profiles I'm not configuring. Means we can give some passwords and all, like to become a neighbor, OSPF neighbor. And this export rules, let it allow the redistribute the default route, which is available on the Palo Alto, will be get redistributed to the Cisco clients as well. Let me add that. The redistribution profile, which I already created, that I will select that. This is the redistribution. And the path type will be like which way this redistribution will be done, whether it is an ext1 or ext2 routes. We will select it as like an ext2 routes. What is ext1 and ext2? I went to the Cisco site, I'll just show you. E1 versus E2 external routes. External routes fall under two categories, external type 1, external type 2. The difference between these two is the way of the cost of the route is being calculated. Cost of the type 2 route is always external cost, irrespective of the interior cost to reach the routes. As type 1, the cost is an addition of external cost and the internal cost is used to reach that route. Type 1 route is always preferred over type 2 for the same destination. Like that we can go, but we can just use only the type 2 routes. It's not a problem because we are going to consider only the whatever the external route which has been given for the cost, like that. So if you wanted to modify again, we can just go ahead and do that. I'm not doing anything. This is taken as a default. I'm just leaving it like this. I just click OK. So as of speaking, the OSPF configurations are over. There is nothing much. Router ID is nothing but the interface IP which is facing the Cisco router. And the areas we configured as a 0 normal. Interface I configured as a 1/3, which is facing the internet Cisco router, sorry. And the rules, I'm just redistributing the static and the default routes towards the Cisco clients, and the path type is an ext2. Then I just click OK. Then what we need to do, because of these clients, the clients who are sitting in this as a Firefox and PC1 need to go through this router and they get connected to the Palo Alto to go outside. So to go outside, in the sense, I just need to create the policies for that. Let me create an add policy first. I'll just click on add. Take some time. Okay, I'll give the name as OSPF outside. Original packet is coming from which zone? It is coming from the OSPF zone. And the destination is going to be the outside, definitely. Destination interface is Ethernet 1/1. Source address can be any, destination address can be any, because they are going to the internet. Service can be any, like translated packet. Here I just need to work out how the source address is going to get translated. So I will choose the dynamic IP and port. Address type will be the interface address. Interface will be the outside interface, definitely. IP address, the IP address which is configured for the interface, outside interface, I'll give that. So this I took it and I'll just click OK. So now I created the NAT rule. Let me move this policy to the top. I need to select this. Then I can click it on top, it gone inside. So earlier I just done the BGP, so I make it down. So now I need to create the security rule also. I'll just click add and I'll give the same name like OSPF outside something. Any name you can keep it, but meaningful name will be like, good. That's fine. So source is, okay, I just need to make it like an interzone. Interzone means between the OSPF zone to the outside it is going. So we will make it like interzone. Source will be, the source zone is definitely OSPF zone. Source address can be anything. Destination will be definitely an outside zone. Destination address can be anything. Applications or any applications are okay. Service and URL category application default. I'm not touching anything. URL is anything. Actions, definitely it should allow the packets to go out. And go to log it out light. Log setting is like all log at session start, log at session end. I just click OK. So as usual, I will pull this, I'll move it to the top. So it will be taken as a first priority, nothing else such. Even if it is in the third, fourth rule, no problem, it will work out. So what all we have done that I just created the OSPF routing activated on this, created a redistribution profile first. Then I gone to the OSPF and I created all these things and I exported the rule from the redistribution. That's all I did that. Then I created the policies. Policy is nothing but like a NAT policy I created. OSPF zone to the outside going via Ethernet 1.1 means an outside interface, and the dynamic IP input I configured. As a security rule, it's like it's going to the OSPF outside, and the name is OSPF outside, and the type is interzone. From the OSPF zone to the outside zone, it is going address, user, HP profile, heap profile, everything is any. So I'm not doing anything. Like I just go with the normal, the default setting as such. So now what is the next step is like that. The last one is going to be like, I'm just creating, like, I just need to commit it. Let me commit this so that the changes will get applied to the Palo Alto firewall. I just need to wait for some time so that it will get applied. So progress is 99%. Once it has been up, and we will go ahead and check it out in the Cisco router whether this is, now it's been configured, committed successfully. Let me go back to the, so now you see that in the router I'm just seeing that process 1 10.0.25 loading full done, means now the OSPF neighbor has been up. Show IP OSPF neighbor, I'll type it. 10.0.20.5 is nothing but a Palo Alto interface, and the priority is 1 full BDR. That time address, this is a local address that is showing, local interface that is showing. So show IP OSPF database, I'll try. So all are in area 0 only, so it's giving only the area 0 routes on this. It's giving us a type 5, A is external link states, because we chosen the E2 as a routes. That's why these routes will be shown as an E2 routes. Even the default route will also shown as an, like E2 routes only. Now I'll take it out, show IP route, normal command. Now you see that 10.11.0 is an E2 route. Static route, sorry, the default route is an E2 route. 192.168, that is nothing but outside interface, it's a default. So this is also coming as like an E2 routes only, because we chosen as an E2 over there, and you can see the cost is 1. It's a one external cost only. And 110, you know that is the administrative distance of this. So what we need to do, we need to verify these connections from the PC. Let me take the console of it. I guess it is coming up now. Show IP. There's nothing. Let me configure the IP 172.16.1.2/24. Gateway will be router IP. So now it is been assigned. Now if I check the show IP, it will be showing me. Let me ping my gateway first. 172.16.1.1. It's working. So let me try ping the outside directly. I'm pinging the Google DNS. Timeout, timeout, timeout. It takes some time. Let me try again. It's working. So I can reach the internet, Google DNS through the Palo Alto firewall. Let me trace it out. Trace route. I guess it's not working. Trace again. No, trace is working. So it is going to the gateway first. The next stop is not showing anything. It will come up. Maybe the trace is blocked from the Google DNS. Maybe it's possible. Okay, let us leave it. I will start the Firefox, that will be nice. Let me go to the console. So it's already been ready. Let me check what is the IP has been given for this guy. IPA, the command I can give. It's a normal Linux box only. So 172.16.1.10 is IP. Let me ping that 172.16.1.10. I can ping my IP. Let me ping my gateway. It's okay. Let me ping the Google DNS. Is there any problems? It's not working. Now it's going. The time is very late. Okay, anyway, it's working now. So let me open the Firefox browser. And I will, as usual, I'll go to the google.com. It's working. So let us check the cisco.com site. Cisco.com. It's going to that. So now our internet connection is perfectly working because I just created the OSPF routes between the Palo Alto and the Cisco router. And it's going through live on this one. Okay, anyway, this is working perfectly. So how the packet is moving like, so it is talking to the router 1 because it's an internal client. When the router is having the OSPF connection with the Palo Alto, and Palo Alto, we created the rules, security as well as a NAT rule. So Palo Alto is allowing the people to go outside to have it. So these are all the rules which I created on this NAT rule as well as security rule. And if you would like to see the, CLI outputs on the firewall, we can check that. Let me verify that also. Let me log into that firewall through the CLI, through the SSH 192.168.1.104. So I am logging. Let's log into that. Now just say show routing. Actually, all the interfaces. 172.16 has come up. Now it is working out. Show routing protocol I can take. Then if we just say OSPF, and this OSPF, I can get the neighbor. So the neighbor is 10.0.20.5. That is nothing but our Cisco router. And the area is like 0. Neighbor router ID is 172.16.1.1. I can ping them, no problems. Ping source 172.16.1.1. Sorry, it's 10.0.20.5. Host will be 172.16.1.1. Cannot assign. Okay, 10.20 is the IP which is assigned for Palo Alto. Now it look. So now it is working. So I can reach that. I can even reach the clients also. See that this is the Firefox client I'm reaching from the Palo Alto. So show routing route OSPF. I can check some other commands as well. Summary. You can see the summary. Router ID, default, reject default route, and everything has been done. Area ID, interface, dynamic neighbors. These are all. So what else we can see on the OSPF side? Neighbor LSDB interface. I can see. Interface, yeah, it's also showing. Interface is Ethernet 1/3, which we configured on Palo Alto. And if you like to see the session logs, I can check it here. So session log. Then NTP something is running. Let me go back again and I will visit some other site on this. Palo Alto network. Let it go for that. And I guess it is finding out. Yeah, it's going. Let me see that show session on. It's all showing. So this is a 151.101.1.87 something. Maybe this may be the Palo Alto site, website, web server maybe. So it is coming up. Even if I ping that, I will be able to see that here. I'll just ping this. Now if I go back and check that again, it'll be showing me. Ping is coming. Ping is coming on this. Somewhere it'll be coming up. Here there is a ping. 172.16, 1.10 is pinging the 888. So like that, I can just see all the logs as well. But actually logs are disabled on the non-licensed firewall, but we can able to see some minimal logs on the CLI platform. So that's all about today. So we have done the OSPF routing configurations on the Palo Alto from here. So this is the configuration which I have. Okay, so thanks for joining the sessions, and you can subscribe and like to my videos, and again, introduce my channel to the people of your friends. Thank you very much for viewing this. Thank you very much. Bye.